Well, as part of the proposed settlement, what are the implications of the changes in commission for buyers? What this means for buyers is a continued negative impact on housing affordability due to increased liquidity requirements and an environment that reduces the incentive for consumer protection. Here are a few of the real-world implications. Will new ways to pay professional fees emerge? Prior market mechanisms created an efficient market environment where transaction costs were more easily absorbed and distributed between sellers and buyers, largely accounted for in a seller's net proceeds and a buyer's mortgage and closing costs at the closing table. Suppose buyer's fees for broker agent representation move to a fee-based service arrangement. In that case, buyers must bring cash or credit to the working relationship up front. Think of how attorneys take on legal work, a fee-based arrangement that typically requires a retainer up front to begin the casework. Or in the medical field, where there are whole back-end industries, namely the health insurance industry, to help consumers, and then the companies that employ them who also subsidize costs, prop up this segment of the economy. In this scenario, a consumer prepays using a copay or co-insurance or their deductible, and then typically a subsidy payment is sought through insurance reimbursement by the medical service provider. Will home buyers purchase insurance, or will flexible home purchase spending accounts become a thing between workers and employers? Or will the lending environment change to allow buyers to finance the costs of their representation within their mortgage? Or will they simply have to pay their representation fees upfront and or at closing? Either way, it could require the emergence of whole new industries or modifications to existing ones to provide buyers who deserve consumer protection and representation with more market mechanisms to obtain it. But we'll have to see. Affordability will continue to decline. It isn't great that we are saddling buyers with more upfront expenses and a higher interest rate environment as home prices continue to climb. I've read a few opinions out there that this will most negatively impact first-time homebuyers of color, older homebuyers on fixed incomes, and VA buyers. In essence, any cash-constrained home buyer will be affected. Just having to ask a seller for concessions, depending on the market and the property, can be a deal killer, especially in a multiple offers scenario. I just don't see there being relief for buyers when the new rules take effect. There's going to be increased risk for buyers. Many buyers, in order to reduce their out-of-pocket expenses, unfortunately, will choose to buy homes on their own without representation. This will be to the buyer's detriment, as they will be left to manage the home buying process themselves and without an advocate and negotiator on their side. I have mentors that have been in the real estate business for almost as long as I've been alive, who remember the days before buyer representation and agency. They remember it as the Wild Wild West, where sellers are lax on disclosure and everything is caveat emptor, or let the buyer beware. This creates a tremendous amount of risk for buyers, even repeat home buyers. If buyers go this route, I hope buyers like the lemonade they may be forced to make by purchasing a property that may ultimately be wrong for them or their risk appetite. This is where professional counsel is absolutely necessary to 1, hold sellers accountable, 2, make sure the buyer conducts their due diligence, and 3, advises of the lifetime costs of home ownership for homes with deferred maintenance. These are all things to consider in this evolving and dynamic market. I hope this illustrates the state of these ongoing considerations today and arms you as a buyer to make the best decision for you.